participant friends, good afternoon to you all. On 13/4 and 2020 means in our last class, we discussed or we mentioned about at the time of discussing research for all, we discussed about Confucius, thenceforth I mentioned before you about Socrates, Aristotle and Plato, and thenceforth I mentioned about the Cambridge University, as well as I mentioned about the importance of the Vedas, Upanishads, the Mahabharata, Ramayana, at the same time about Kautilya also I mentioned. Today we are to discuss the next part of the class. On that day I couldn't discuss everything else because the class became so much lengthy, and that's why, for being brief, I left the class in the last part, means action research. And today we are to discuss in this class about action research and the project, how to complete or conduct project activities or work by you people, by all the students of all the streams of science, arts and commerce. Students of 6th semester, in their degree level, they are to study or they are to know about all the procedures of preparing project report and conducting research activities for their project paper. At the same time, in the university level too, students of MPhil courses of all the universities, they are to prepare dissertation. At the same time, in the postgraduate level, particularly in postgraduate level, students are to prepare dissertation, and in PhD, students are to prepare thesis or theses in nice manner. So friends, for the students of all streams and teachers of different streams, particularly arts, science and commerce, you are well accustomed to the process of conducting research project, particularly minor research project, major research project, at the same time research project which are being completed or which are to be done by the students of degree level as well as PG level. And that's why not only for the students but also for the teachers and all the participants, you are to participate in this class. You are to see the information which are to be placed before you. And for knowing everything about research as well as action research, we have to know in details about the three contributions of the three great philosophers, who are Aristotle, Plato and Socrates. They do have importance or significance in all areas of knowledge you will come to know today. And that's why in the last class, at the time of discussing about research for all, I discussed or I placed before you everything else in detailed manner, so that was the base class for all. Base means foundation class for knowing about in details about the research processes and methodologies. And for that, I had to mention before you about the roles of Confucius as a teacher. At the same time, before you I place the information concerning to the three great Greek philosophers, Socrates, Plato and Aristotle. At the same time, I came to India and mentioned about the ancient most important scripts and the great literary treasures like the Mahabharata and Ramayana. At the same time, I mentioned about Kautilya. Let us come to this class today, and the main theme of today's class is action research and project for all. Means how to prepare project, how to conduct project, we have to discuss. And what is action research, because in your B.Ed course, one detailed paper you have to study, and that's why this class is important for the undergraduate as well as postgraduate students and teachers who are working in undergraduate level at the same time in postgraduate level. See friends, this is the first slide. We are to know about the importance of research in higher education, because higher education, you know, I discussed in my last class that higher education has three most important objectives, and these are the first one is teaching. As teachers, you are to teach. Then after, you are to help your students learn. Means students are to learn what you people will teach in the class. And then sport, the teaching and learning all are to be transacted, or you see, all are to be brought to the greater society for the benefit of society as well as for the benefit of nation. Means without education, without the extension of knowledge, human life cannot, you see, uplift or progress of human life and development of society or social life is not possible. So friends, higher education plays so much important role in the process of developing all the inborn potentialities or creative capabilities of the human individual. At the same time, it helps us to find out all the means and ways for the application of knowledge, means to bring the knowledge towards the greater society so that society can get benefit from the knowledge, from the learning of the students in the higher educational sector. So friends, coming back to the new millennium, we know that in the new millennium, the universities in the globe have taken the responsibilities of centralizing the higher education and research activities. So the centralization of higher education and all the, you see, important findings of the research activities, this is one of the most important concern of all the universities throughout the globe in the new millennium. Why? So as to help the societies to realize the significant roles of the innovative ideas and dynamic ideologies for the growth of societies in totality. So friends, we in the sector of higher education particularly deal with such kind of parameters of knowledge, with the help of which we can find out some innovative ideas and ideals, as well as we can, you see, with the help of research activities or researches, with the help of researches and research activities, find out or establish realities of mysteries of different phenomena, things, beings and problems of this universe where we people are being living. So friends, at the time of, you see, shortlisting the objectives of higher education in the educational policy of 2019 by the Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of HRD, Development of Human Resource, you see the new educational policy documents, 5 most important parameters have been shortlisted. I am repeating the same thing, that is the access, next one is equity, then sport, quality, affordability and accountability. So entry into the access or entry into the sector of higher education has special significance for the prosperity of human society in totality. Then after, access has so much importance, means people are to get, you see, people are to get opportunities to enter into the sector of higher education so that they can develop innovative ideas and ideals. At the same time, with the help of research, they can establish the unestablished realities of different phenomena of the universe. So friends, access parameter has special significance in the field of higher education. Then you see, quality parameter has special importance, and we generally say in this way that people are of the opinion that so far the quality parameter is concerned in the field of higher education, you see it has been declining and there is problem so far the parameter of quality of higher education is concerned. So friends, we know about the knowledge market, and there is high value of quality education in the knowledge market and knowledge economy. And for the prosperity of knowledge economy, for total sense in the economy, total sense of national economy, there we should or we must have to pay attention towards the sense of knowledge economy. And for helping to change or to bring senses towards the knowledge economy or knowledge parameter, we have to understand the quality parameter of higher education, and that's why the national policy has put much more importance on the quality parameter. Then sport, higher education has put importance. The national policy has put importance on the affordability of higher education. Higher education should be affordable. price of higher education, cost of higher education should not be much more. India is a democratic country, and that's why most of the people of India, most of the people of the nation, out of the 135 crore population or people of India, you see so many poor people are here, but they have to get the opportunity of higher education, and for that higher education should not be much more expensive, so that the poor people can also help their students to come to the sector of higher education, and they can take part, so that they also can have the sons to take part in the process of development of innovative ideas, at the same time to contribute towards the field of research, means in finding out the realities behind the unfound mysteries of the universe, and they can help to take part in they can also take part in the process of solving different problems which still remain unsolved. So friends, affordability parameter has also spatial significance, and thenceforth the last parameter has spatial importance, that is, you see, accountability means answerability. We people are accountable, we are answerable to the nation, to the state, because the state has been spending huge amount of money in the sector of higher education. We are in the sector of higher education with the money of the lay people, and that's why every penny of the lay people actually counts, and that's why we are to be accountable towards the demands of the general society, and that is why the extension parameter or the extension objective of higher education has spatial significance, towards which we are to pay spatial attention at this critical juncture. And friends, this is research. Why it is important? Because we are to take part in the process of development of the innovative ideas. At the same time, we are to take part in the process of finding out or reporting the realities which are not being still studied in the universe, means the phenomena, realities behind the phenomena which are not up till now reported or up till now found out, and those are to be done with the help of research. And that's what coming to the next slide, you can know about research in higher education. Research is one of the most important and urgent objectives of higher education for helping to solve all the difficult problems. Means for the solution of all the difficult problems, it is only with the help of research which can be easily accomplished. Higher education emphasizes on the potential growth of research activities for the achievement of economic excellence, realizations of the goals for systematic growth of human societies from all dimensions. Means without research, we never can help to find out innovative ideas, we never can find out the mysteries which are up till now not found out, which are not found out with the help of research. And with the help of such innovative ideas and research findings, society will develop, or society basically gets the benefit. Let us come back to the next slide, and we will see. Knowledge and action research. What is knowledge? I discussed in my last class, and knowledge is one of the important parameters. And the process of acquisition of knowledge is very much systematic. And without following the systems, we never can acquire knowledge. It's a cognitive process. Once we study the process of cognition, how we cognize the universe, how we realize the realities of potential, realize the realities of the phenomena, realize the realities which are there behind different problems of the universe. And it is the prime concern of the sector of higher education, and being the people of higher education, you are to pay special attention towards reporting all the findings, as well as reporting, shortlisting the solution of all the problems which are there in human society and civilization. So friends, this is important. Without knowledge, we never can help our students, students to go back to the society and help society grow in nice manner, help economy grow in nice manner. So this is important, and this is one of the knowledge parameter, the creation of new knowledge, for which we need research, and second, the relevance of the old stock of knowledge in some specific areas. Research has been treated as the best possible objective of higher education and the most powerful means. So with the help of research, we find out knowledge, and relevance of knowledge, we dissect the relevance of knowledge, and thenceforth we try to re-evaluate and re-aid with the whole stock of knowledge. In different areas. And then sport we see with the help of research, we see means we try to bring definite senses towards the social parameter, and that's why higher education has special importance or significance in the sector of, you see, in the sector of higher education, knowledge has special importance and significance. Then let us see what is meant by action research, because this one, knowledge and action research, knowledge parameter, you know, I discussed in my last class. By studying the process of cognition, we can know or we can understand about the process of knowledge in proper manner. And now let us come to the part of action research. Action research is one of the most important part with the help of which we try to solve, you see, different problems in the field of education. Means practically we try to solve the problems, because without action research we never can, you see, help students get, you see, the solution of different problems. So with the help of action research we can solve the immediate problems of classroom teaching, or immediate problems of college campus or university campus. So friends, creation, I just have to repeat, creation of new knowledge and checking the relevance of the old stock of knowledge in some specific areas. Research has been treated as the best possible objective of higher education and the most powerful means. And now let us see the next slide, with the help of which we can know about the difference or know about the significance of knowledge and action research. So friends, see the creation of knowledge, and our next slide we have to see knowledge and action research. Action research, what it is? Action research has been treated important for bringing revolutionary changes towards the classroom situations. Particularly in the classroom situations, action research has special significance, because action research, we need not to continue research for so many periods or so many times simply for the solution of the problem or problems of classroom situation or campus problem or problem of different specific educational situation. Action research has specific importance, and it is one of the most important parts. It is one of the most important segments of general research or fundamental research. So friends, for making classroom exercises life-oriented, whatever may be your subject, may you deal, or maybe you are the teacher of science, maybe you are the teachers of commerce, maybe you are the teachers of college, maybe you are the teachers of university, and maybe the teachers of social sciences who are social sciences of college level, maybe the teachers of social sciences of university level. With the help of action research, we can sense or we can help to solve different problems in classroom situation as well as in the campus situation. So for classroom exercises, means for making all classroom exercises life oriented, means for making teaching life oriented, there is the need of research in all difficult actions for finding out scientific solutions. All difficult problems of teaching should be studied with the help of the process of action research, and results are to be found out, and those are to be disseminated or transacted to the students. So friends, action research is one of the most important segments, or it is one of the most important part of fundamental research. And action research is completed for the solution of a definite problem within short span of time in the classroom situation or in the campus. Then after, let us come back to the next slide, how you are to assess man as a researcher. We know that all of we are good researchers. Man is a very good researcher. Since the beginning of life in the planet, man has been relentlessly researching to know and to add new knowledge with the explored stock for making life easy living. Thus, research is the only means of exploring new knowledge and renewing the explored stock of knowledge for the benefit of life in the complex world. So friends, with the help of fundamental knowledge, we study definite problems for the generalization of the findings for the benefit of the universal or global society, or for the benefit of a huge section of human society. But with the help of the action research, we try to solve the problem of the students, or we try to solve the problem of the campus. Means the extent or the area of operation of action research in comparison to the area of fundamental research is to some extent narrower. In narrow situation, in small situation, in confined situation, we apply the procedures of action research and we solve definite or different problems for the benefit of students, for the solution of the problem of teaching process, and for the solution of, learning process. Action research is especially important. So friends, action research is in action in a sense. Means whenever I am acting, suppose I am delivering my lecture, whether you are listening to me or I am successful in reaching to you or not, I can study by analyzing your participatory behavior. And means for analyzing your participatory behavior, whether you are much more sincere at the time of listening or watching the YouTube lecture, because in YouTube so many comfortable and entertainment videos are there, but those videos are entertainment videos and those we watch much more. But whenever the question of watching the academic videos come, we do not become much more sincere. We do not become much more sincere because these are very much serious videos. So friends, means if I am to study or make a comparison between the influence of the entertainment video as well as the academic video, then just after analyzing the behavior of the participants, we can report the results or findings. Means that type of research is action research. Research in action. You are involving, I am involving. So I am finding what problems are there and what problems are there with you and what problems are there with me. So like this is technologically transacted class to you people because you are in social distancing. So friends, whenever we are in classroom teaching in traditional setting, then we can face to face, we can keep contact with the students and we can judge or we can study their behavioral problem, whether they are motivated, whether students become interested, or whether students become motivated for learning or not. We can come to know just after observing their psychophysical behavioral pattern. And for for developing motivation or for the enhancement of participation, we can apply different means and mediums with the help of the findings of action research. So friends, action research in simple perception is a smallest part of our segment of fundamental research, and with the help of action research we solve problem in action, particularly in classroom situation or in campus environment. And then always we people are good researchers because we always try to search. Means we try to get the answer of what, why and how. Whenever you were very much, whenever you were during your infancy, you put so many questions to your parents about the what of something, the how of something and why of something. Means putting these questions and having the answer of all these questions, these are the basic concern of every human individual. So hence, all of you are, myself is, all the people of the globe are good researchers, but they do not know all are not well concerned about the methodologies. And that's why by studying methodology, we can become successful in completing different types of research, may it be fundamental or action. Action research has specific importance, and as a researcher has been playing definite role in finding out the realities behind the phenomena of the universe. And for the addition of new knowledge with the old stock of knowledge, so that the society can prosper as per the sense demand of time, and the society can face all these challenges very much properly with the help of new knowledge or new findings. So let us come back to the next slide. What is action research? I should better be brief. Action research, among different types of research, action research is one of the most important types of research which is performed in action in less expense and time for settling different problems man encounters. The basic purpose of life is survival. I just want to repeat, and I discussed with you in my last class too. the basic concern of human life is survival. Therefore, friends, finding out the solutions of diverse problems of life, man is compelled to find out ways and means. Means man is to find out the solution of diverse problems, you see, and for this man is compelled to find out ways and means, and for finding out the ways and means man is to take part in the process of research, may it be fundamental or action. Action research helps to find out the solutions of problems arise in the process of encountering life situations. So friends, for facing life situation, as per the call of time, as per the demand of usage sense time, action research can help us much more, and that's why action research can be defined as research in action, and it is one of the simplest or smallest part of basic research or fundamental research, and with the help of action research we solve different problems of our life, different problems of our classroom situation, different problems of our administration, different problems of curriculum planning, different problems of managing examination, different problems which are there in the university campus, in the college campus, in the institutional campus. So friends, let us come back to the next slide so that we can understand the necessity of action research. Why action research is important? For knowing that, you see, you are to understand, you are to know all these things in nice manner. And that's for coming, you see, to the next slide, you will be able to know about action research. Why? Why action research? Action research is one of the simplest processes of research in action for finding out solution in systematic way. Different processes are followed in such research for solving problems of immediate demands. By studying all related literatures concerning to research, we find many ways for conducting research. The field of knowledge is very diverse and extensive, and with the application of knowledge, different problems of different situations of life are solved. Life situations differ from many directions, and life situations differ because of the change of time. Friends, you know that the universal reality of time is, or the universal character of time is, time never stops. Time, you see, the time and the world do not stand still. Your life do not stop, and that's why you have to learn to, you see, solve all the most important problems, or you have to face different challenges which the change time basically bring forward towards our life. And for this, you have to charge and charge, you have to see and see, check and check, reset, re-evaluate the existing stock of knowledge. Friends, at this critical juncture of attack of the COVID-19, the medical expertise or medical scientists, the physicians are trying to find out the vaccine. Means they are in action. They are applying hydroxychloroquine, at the same time paracetamol, for helping people get relief from pain and, you see, temperature, or controlling temperature. So friends, hydroxychloroquine, which is basically used in malaria, that has been used in controlling COVID-19, as well as you have come to know about plasma, application of plasma. Means with the help of the application of plasma, whether the doctors become successful in controlling COVID-19 or not, they are usually doing research, and such types of research are action research, because medical practitioners, physicians are continuing research in action so as to find out the vaccine or proper medicine for controlling, you see, the smallest or the minuscule or the miniature virus that is COVID-19. So friends, action research in simplest terminology is research in action, and with the help of the action research we can find out solutions of different problems, immediate problems of our life, immediate problems of our classroom situation, immediate problems of our campus, immediate problems of the system of education, immediate problem of the process of evaluation, immediate problem of planning, immediate problem of management, etc., etc. So its extension is, or its area of operation is very much dynamic, but you see its extent is, to some extent, in comparison to the fundamental research, is its extent is not so much than any. Let us come back to the next slide. You see fields of action research in various professional fields. What are those professional fields? Including psychology. In psychology also, friends, action research or the procedures of action research have long been used, and it has been use has been continuing. Sociology, the knowledge is being applied. Social work, in the field of medicine, I just have mentioned in the field of medicine too, we have to apply the knowledge of action research. In nursing also we apply action research, in education, and so on and so forth. For the solutions of difficult problems we follow diverse ways of research as per needs and demands. However, the area of use of action research procedure is limited. I am mentioning this type of research is basically used in the field of education. Means I am not mentioning about the subject education, but in the field of education, maybe in the field of science, arts and commerce, whatever may be the field, totally in the field of education, action research is being applied for the solution of different problems of dealing with the students, dealing with the examinees, and then after you see managing examination or managing different internal and examination results, declaration, the procedure of declaring results, etc., etc. Now let us come back to the next slide, and from this slide we can understand importance of action research in the field of teaching and learning. Teaching, you know, it's a process of dissemination of or transaction of ideas, information and knowledge to the students, to the learners. From technological point of view, the concept of teaching has already been sensed, and we know that it's a process of transmission, it's a process of transaction of ideas, transaction of information, dissemination of knowledge to the learners. Means teachers are acting as a sender, as senders in the field of teaching from the present perception or from the perception of technology. And learning is a systematic process with the help of which modification of behavior with the help of or depending on the experiences the children or the students already they do have or they collect, and training they do have. Means modification of behavior with the help of existing experience or experiences, and training, that is called learning. So friends, for teaching and learning, action research has special significance on for studying the classroom behavior, academic behavior. Now I mentioned about you about the habit of entertaining. You see witnessing YouTube entertaining videos. That is very much easy. So you do that because so many bad things are there in the internet. So many good things are there. We do not become much more interested for witnessing all the serious and sincere academic things which are there in the internet. It has made our life so much easy. The process of communication has become much more easier. The process of collecting information and data or keeping contact with the total global situation or global society, internet has helped us much more. So friends, if you utilize or take the help of internet for positive economic purposes, you will get tremendous benefit, and that's why we are to study the behavior of the learners. At the same time, I just have to mention you that now you are in social distancing because of the effect of COVID-19. So how you are spending your time? The UGC has been insisting on talking to you people so that you do not feel frustration. You become frustration free. You become totally frustration free. You shouldn't be frustrated. You are to be much more dynamic and motivated, and that's why this class is being performed here, so that staying at home, staying in distant places, you can learn in your leisure time, in the time when you are in social distancing. Now let us come back to the next slide. You see, action research in teaching and learning. Both teaching and learning are very systematic processes I have mentioned, and for making the processes effective and result-oriented, there is the need of applying diverse methods, theories and laws. Though all types of methods of teaching in the classrooms help in making teaching effective, action research works very well because the cycle offers opportunity for continued reflection for making teaching completely procedural and scientific. So friends, in our last class, I discussed about the roles which were being played by Confucius. At the same time, I discussed in detailed manner what Socrates did, what Plato did, what Aristotle did for the transformation of the ancient Greek society. At the same time, coming back to the society of the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, how the Cambridge has been playing its role since 1290 today. What roles are being played by Cambridge for the prosperity of the society of the United Kingdom, as well as for the total advancement and achievement of excellence of the global society. What roles the Cambridge has been playing since 1209 till today, I discussed so much well. On thenceforth, I came back to the roles of the Vedas, Upanishads, thenceforth the Mahabharata, Ramayana, and Kautilya as well. So, friends, what teaching is, what teaching was, how teaching is to be, performed nowadays, everything I discuss, and for having good idea, you are to listen to or witness the last class in nice manner, or for making teaching quite successful, quite procedural, quite scientific, there is the there is the need of the knowledge of action research. Let us come back to the next slide. What type of methods are applied in action research? We have to come back again to Aristotle. Now let us see method of research. What type of methods are basically utilized? We have to see two methods we find. One is deductive method, another is inductive method. And these are the two methods. Without knowing about these two methods, you never can know about the methodology of research. And for knowing about these two methods, you are to know again about Aristotle. Because Aristotle's teachings laid the foundation of the modern method of inquiry, sometimes known as the scientific method. And that's why I discussed in detail about Aristotle in last class. So it was Aristotle whose teaching laid the foundation of the modern method of inquiry, sometimes known as the scientific method. The scientific method has its root largely in Aristotle's logic. So, think about Aristotle's time. During that time, it was Aristotle who, developed the method of, searching the realities behind the phenomena of the universe. So, Aristotle methods, the scientific method has its root largely in Aristotle's logic, where a question is put forth of a scientific nature, seeking an answer, and to get the answer is the primary concern of every research activity. And for knowing about the method or methodology of research, we have to know in detail about Aristotle. Because why you will come to know, let us come back to the next slide. Because if we are to know about deductive method as stated by Aristotle, the people of logic, teachers of logic, reverend teacher friends of logic, they are dealing with this deductive method. So friends, for knowing or understanding about research methodology, you are to study logic. And for understanding mathematics, you are to go back to the field of logic and philosophy. Without philosophy, nothing is possible, because philosophy is the theoretical parameter of human knowledge. It is the concern of the universe. It is the study of human relationship with the universe, how humanity has been, or how the human being has been keeping contact with the whole universe, and what are the basic concerns of such contact. For understanding this, we must have to understand philosophy. So friends, going back to the field of philosophy means by studying Aristotle, we can understand about inductive method, which has specific importance in the field of scientific research as well as research in social sciences. The deductive method, as stated by Aristotle, works in a logical way that leads to find from two propositions a third one that is true. The third one is true. In fact, in deducing this truth, we did nothing out of context. By engaging into stating a general law from particular cases, one creates a generality that makes deduction valid. So hence, we know about deductive method, and once we have to understand, or for understanding about the concerns of deductive method, we have to understand Aristotle. And friends, particularly the teachers, the maxims of teaching and the principles of teaching, and without knowing about the maxims and principles of teaching, you never can become successful in the process of teaching. So the students, particularly the trainees of B.Ed, you are to study about the maxims of teaching. I will not discuss in this class today, it will be very much lengthy. So in next class or after this class I will discuss again. So didactic method is one of the important methods of research, and once the question of research comes, the question of didactic methodology comes, and once the question of didactic methodology comes, the question of knowing about Aristotle comes. Means in didactic method, understandably in Greek, if I am to place before you, then I must have to say that in didactic method, from general to particular, we go from general to particular. First of all, we establish the general truth. Suppose man is mortal. This is a general statement. Ram is a man, Abraham is a man, Hori is a man, and therefore men are mortal. So friends, for the determination of the mortality of human being, means we have given the statement, we have generalized the idea. And from the generalized idea, one after another, we have scrutinized the situations or scrutinized these cases, and therefore we have generalized the concept. So friends, from general to particular, we basically proceed from the established truth to the particular cases, and we try to see the realities behind the particular cases so that we can come to the ultimate remark or concluding remark. Next, let us come back to the next slide. Again, we have to know about Bacon. Without understanding Aristotle, without understanding Bacon, you never can understand about research methodology. And without having proper knowledge of research methodology, you cannot perform or conduct your research in nice manner. So let us say about Bacon. Bacon, Bacon's method is Baconian method is inductive method. So Aristotelian method is deductive method from general to particular, and here it is inductive method of scientific investigation. The Baconian method is the investigative method developed by Sir Francis Bacon, one of the founders of modern science, and thus a first formulation of a modern scientific method. The method involves the inference of general laws or principles from particular instances, observed under controlled condition, that is, in experiments. So friends, Baconian method, the speciality of Baconian method is inductive method, and here what we do, in Baconian method, from particular cases we go to the general. As for example, if we alter the example which has been given to you at the time of explaining the Aristotelian method of deduction and coming back to the Baconian method of induction, means in Aristotle's case, mortality of man is first of all determined. Men are mortal. Ram is man, Hori is man, Abraham is man, therefore Ram, Hori and Abraham, they are mortal. But in Baconian method, from particular situation to the general we go. And here the question of studying the data, scrutinizing the data in research arises because from particular to general, Ram is mortal, Hori is mortal, Abraham is mortal, therefore men are mortal. For the determination of the fact, for the establishment, for the generalization of the idea, we study the specific cases. Means in research we study data. Data means piece of information concerning to something. So by studying data, by analyzing the data or interpreting the data, we get to the general perception, and that's what in the form of report, means research report, we report the ideas. So friends, Baconian method of induction has special importance, and Bacon developed this method for the solution of different problems in the field of science. Who was Francis Bacon? You are to study. Let us see the next slide, because about Aristotle I discussed so many things in my last class. Today see Francis Bacon. He was a veteran person. Bacon first discount Saint Alban, PCQC, also known as Lord Verulam, was an English philosopher. He was an English philosopher and statesman who served as Attorney General and as Lord Chancellor of England. At the time of studying about Confucius, you came to know how Confucius contributed for the development of knowledge parameter of the Chinese society. At the same time, how he contributed in the field of politics of China and China also. I discussed in my last class. Like you see, Confucius, here also Bacon, he not only contributed much more towards the field of science, towards the field of philosophy, but also towards the field of, you see, politics of the United Kingdom. He did so many things, or he did much. His works are credited with developing the scientific method and remained influential through the scientific revolution. Still today, Baconian method of, you see, finding out the realities, Baconian method of induction or inductive method has special significance for the completion of research activities, where from particular to we go to general situation. By studying data, by analyzing and interpreting data, we go to the concluding or reporting part of thesis or research activities. So friends, Bacon, you want to study about Bacon in nice manner, you do it by this by searching internet, because all information you see you can get by searching internet. Let us come back to the next slide, because you should better see the portrait of Bacon. He was not only a great philosopher, he was not only a great scientist, but he was one of the greatest political, you see, decision maker. This is Francis Bacon, who developed, most importantly, who developed inductive method. And before developing inductive method, by studying Bacon, you will come to know that Bacon scrutinized the findings, scrutinized all the, you see, important treasures of Aristotle. And in his later stage, he said that I spent I spent most of my lifetime, you see, in vain, means in vain, without any benefit, by studying Aristotle. And that's why he developed, you see, own methodology of study, and that is inductive method. And this method, once we are to compare, then we are to compare with the method of Aristotle. And before developing this method, Bacon studied Aristotle. You see, every pros and cons of Aristotle he studied, and after studying Aristotle, he said that he was of the opinion that I spent most of my time without any benefit, and that's why, depending on the knowledge parameter of the field of science, Bacon developed the method of, you see, induction, or his inductive method, which is basically used in the field of research, in science, in, you see, social sciences as well as commerce, still today. This is Bacon. Let us come back to the next portrait, because we have to, you see, come to the last part. Now, as to conduct project activities or performing project, what you are to do. These are the most important parts. You see, 6th semester students of science, arts, commerce, please pay attention towards all these parameters. What you are to do, how you are to prepare the project, because you write an essay and submit to your department. Like this, most of the students basically do this. A simple essay is being written, submitted to the department, and like that you are performing your role, you see, facing your examination. This is not true and this is not good. You are to study research methodology here at this point, and if you do this, going to the university, you see, every research activity or all activities will be so much easy for you. So the university has given you an opportunity so that you can get proper knowledge, basic knowledge or basic information you can develop here, means at undergraduate level, how to conduct research. So project is a smallest or the miniature or a minor part of fundamental or basic research, and in a sense it is an action research. So what you are to do, what you see, steps you are to follow for the conduction or for the completion of your project work. First of all, you are to selection of the problem area. If your subject is logic or philosophy, then you are to, with the proper discussion of your guide, means project guide, you are to select the subject area. Suppose you are going to study about Bertrand Russell and his contribution towards the uplift of modern civilization. This is your area. Or you are life science in zoology. Suppose you are studying the purity or the pollution level of water of your area. Pollution level of water of Brahmaputra, river Brahmaputra, you are studying this problem. Then you are to, you see first of all, select the problem, your problem area of interest. And that's what after selecting the problem area, what is to be done? You are to select the title of the problem area. So title is to be well worded. It is to be well shortlisted with simple, you see, understandable words. The words of the title should not be so much difficult. Easily it should be understandable. Easily it should be understandable. Easily it is to be followable, because so that when somebody will see your problem area, he or she is to understand, oh, this person is going to study this thing. So selection of the title, it is one of the most important, you see, area, and we also need expertise. Now you see review of related literature. This is the third parameter which has special importance or significance. So friends, how review help? Review basically helps to select the problem area. And review basically helps to shortlist the title in a nice manner. Because how review? Review helps us in two ways. First of all, review helps a researcher to know what has already been done in a particular area of research. Just after studying the review, means you will come to know these are the research activities which are being conducted by different researchers throughout the world. And they will come to know how they did, what methodology they followed, how they formulated the title area, how they ordered the title area, you will come to know. And that's why review basically helps a researcher in two ways. First, it helps the researcher to know in details about the works which have already been done. And the second point, which is very important as a researcher, which is review basically helps us to know what is yet to be done, the left part for you can understand with the help of proper study of review. So review of related literature basically helps us to know what has already been done in a particular area of interest, and it helps us what is left to be done as a researcher to you, because without studying review, without analyzing review, you never can know how to select the research problem or problem area, because it is said that selecting a research problem itself is a difficult problem. And friends, you see, selecting research title itself is a difficult problem, academic problem. So friends, for the selection of research area, you have to study review, and for the shortlisting of the words of the title, you have to study review, because it will help you. It helps you to know about the works which have already been done by the different researchers in your own area, and what is yet to be done, left to be done by you. You will come to know just after you see studying review. So friends, you see, there is after review, shortlisting the objectives. This is one of the important, you see, parameter. After studying review, you are to shortlist the objectives of your study. If you are in action research, then your objectives should be so much concise. And if you are in fundamental research, then your objectives should be, you see, so extensive. Objectives should be quite extensive. But in action research, objective should not be much more extensive. So for shortlisting the objectives, review basically help us, and this should be done in the fourth place. And that's what, after this we have to formulate the hypotheses. If you are not in the research, engaged in the research activity of literature, philosophy and history, then you are to formulate the hypotheses. And for the formulation of the hypothesis, you are to study again review. Because with the help of the study of review, you can come to know about those, you see, researchers, how they formulated their hypotheses. At the time of going to solve their own research problems, you will come to know. And that's what, by following the knowledge or information of those researchers, you will be able to shortlist or formulate your hypotheses depending on the objectives of your own study, which is to be done in proper manner. So friends, thenceforth what is to be done? We are to select the research method or methodology. Either we have to go to Aristotle or we have to come back to Bacon. And basically, Baconian method is followed in the present day research activities, where from particular we come to general. Means by studying data, we analyze and interpret data, and thenceforth come to the finding position. And thenceforth analysis and interpretation from the interpretation and analysis of data from particular situation by analyzing the data, means by following inductive method. What we do, we interpret the data. First of all, we make the analysis, and thenceforth we do the interpretation, and thenceforth we get the result. And friends, this part has become so much easier nowadays because there is the computer. For the analysis purpose, for the purpose of interpretation of data, you can take the help of computer because it is the machine of computing. So computer will help you in analysis and interpretation of data. And last one is very much important, that is reporting the findings in the form of result. So friends, for the completion of a project in systematic manner, may you be the students of science or the students of MPhil or students of MAd course or teacher of MPhil, teacher of undergraduate level or postgraduate level, or educational activities who are interested in research, or for teachers, you have to know all these things, because directly you never can teach in the classroom situation without knowing knowing about the methodology of teaching. You never can become successful at the time of transacting different contents of your own curriculum or own subject area. So friends, first of all, you have to select a problem area. Secondly, you have to select the title. You have to work, means you have to nicely report the title. Thenceforth, you are going to study the review of related literature. And basically, review helps in two ways. First, it helps to know what has already been done by other researchers, and the second part, what is being left to be done by you as new researcher in the field of your own area. That part is basically important for you, and that's why you must study review. And without analyzing review, you never can understand your own problem area. Select your own research problem area, then you never can shortlist the title area in proper manner. And if there is defect, then total research process will be collapsed or will not give you the expecting result. So friends, review is important. Shortlisting the objectives, depending on the review, we can shortlist the objective. If in action research, your objectives should not be so many numbers of objectives should be very much limited, but in fundamental research, objectives should be quite extensive. That's what we have to formulate the hypothesis or hypotheses. But once you are doing research in the field of philosophy or literature or history, there is no question of formulation of hypothesis, because there are two methods of research, that is qualitative study and quantitative study. In quantitative study, we follow Baconian procedure of induction, where data is to be analyzed. But in qualitative study, there is no question of statistical treatment of data, and that's why in the field of qualitative research, particularly in the field of history, in the field of literature, in the field of philosophy, means in most of the social science subject, we need to formulate hypotheses. But for doing or for properly performing our project activities, this has special significance. Thenceforth, methodology is to be selected. Either we have to follow Socrates or we have to follow Baconian method. And basically, nowadays, Baconian method is followed. That is, from particular to general, means inductive methodology is being followed. So where means qualitative research and quantitative research methodology. Instead of saying as inductive method, we say as quantitative research methodology we applied. And thenceforth we have to analyze the data. And thenceforth we have to interpret the data, because with the help of analysis we can know the nature of data, and with the help of interpretation we can get the meaning of data. And thenceforth we can report the findings of the research, and it should be generally acceptable. So friends, in action research, at the same time, for the conduction of project activities in different, you see, courses, maybe in science, arts and commerce streams. You see, all information and knowledge, proper knowledge of all these specifications do have special importance, and that's why last class was very much lengthy, and today also it gets to some extent, you see, lengthy. Still, for this information, for the placement of all the necessary information before you, it is to be so. So please study, please, you see, keep all the records, have good day, have proper study, you see, do preparation properly. You complete your project work, particularly the students of 6th semester, so that you get or you secure good marks in the examination. Thank you so much. Have good day, have good time, have successful result in your examination. Thank you.